miles per hour to cross from one edge to the other. Now, a new telescope is about to see what more it can find out about our Milky Way. The Herschel Space Observatory. Bill Latter is a key member of the Herschel team.
Herschel will map the entire Milky Way galaxy in terms of how stars are formed, how stars die, and how the galaxy is put together.
After years of careful preparation, the finely tuned telescope is about to launch.
Launch is a violent thing. There's no other way to describe it. We light this candle, it shakes, we throw the thing out into space, and we only can hope that it all holds together.
1 million miles above Earth, the largest mirror ever launched into space is looking beyond visible light to wavelengths our eyes cannot even see, the far infrared. This means it can measure tiny fluctuations in temperature and see right through clouds of dust to give us the clearest images of the Milky Way ever.
The results were astonishing. What we're able to see with the Herschel Space Observatory are right into the cradles of newborn stars. We see something very different than we would with our eyes. If we looked at the same region in visible light, it would be full of stars. But here, in the infrared, we're seeing dust and gas that really make up the majority of material in our galaxy, and it's where stars form.
No other telescope is able to see the Milky Way in this detail. Stars in these regions of our Milky Way were invisible to William Herschel. Yet over 200 years ago, he can see more in the night sky than anyone before him. And as he maps the stars through his telescope, one great mystery remains. Thousands of strange objects that astronomers can't explain. They call them nebulae, Latin for clouds.
There are fuzzy patches of light that you can see in the sky. They kind of look like pieces of the Milky Way that have been detached, and a couple of them you can actually just see with the naked eye. But through a telescope, there are thousands of them, and they have all kinds of different patterns and shapes and sizes. They're quite beautiful and quite mysterious. One of my favorites is the Andromeda Nebula, which you can actually see with the naked eye. And through a telescope, I can find it here. It's really mysterious. You just see this glowing light that gets brighter and brighter towards the middle. It's like, what is that?
Herschel makes a catalog of these mysterious objects, counting and classifying over 2,300 nebulae. But even with his giant telescopes, Herschel can't tell what they are or where they are.
There were little smudges that you could see in the best telescopes of the day. Those smudges were thought to be nebulae, clouds of gas, but people began wondering how far away those smudges were.
The mystery of the nebulae will continue to perplex astronomers for decades. 60 years later, at Birr Castle, Ireland, the eccentric Lord Rosse builds the largest telescope in the world. He wants to finally crack the enigma of the nebulae. 6-story walls support a tube 60 feet long, and the mirror is the height of a man.
He's a natural engineer, and if you see the great Leviathan of Parsonstown, as it's called, this great 6-foot aperture telescope, it's a vast machine.
Lord Rosse points the telescope at the nebulae. He sketches what he sees. For the first time, the fuzzy clouds begin to come into focus. Inside some of them, Rosse can see stars and spiraling structures. But there is a problem. Rosse's telescope can only move up and down, and the mirror tarnishes easily. The giant telescope falls into disrepair. It will take 80 years, a great revolution in technology, and a telescope bigger than Galileo ever imagined, high on a mountain peak, before the mystery is finally solved. This great telescope on Mount Wilson, California, will reveal that the spiral nebulae, first sketched by Ross, are in fact separate galaxies beyond our own. The universe will be blown wide open.
It completely revolutionized our idea of the scale of the universe. No longer were we just confined to the Milky Way.
Our galaxy, the Milky Way, will no longer be the only galaxy in the cosmos. It will become just one of hundreds of billions of galaxies spinning within an inconceivably vast universe.
The introduction of telescopes to astronomy opened up an entirely new window on the universe.
The race will continue to build bigger and bigger.
Our technology has reached a point where we can build gigantic ground-based telescopes. We can launch huge space-based telescopes and see the most distant things in the universe.
The telescope is pushing forward the frontiers of our universe. So what will colliding galaxies billions of light years away tell us about our own Milky Way? And right at the limits of the cosmos, what will the afterglow of the Big Bang tell us about how our universe began?
Every time you try and explore a new part of the universe, we have these great discoveries and these great surprises.
Most surprising of all, telescopes will reveal that right now we can only see 5% of the universe.
Only a few percent of the total matter and energy content of the universe consists of things that we can see.
So what is the rest of the universe made of?
In many ways, we're at the beginning of our quest of discovery. We're learning about the major part of the universe we didn't even know existed 10 years ago.
Telescopes will point to an elusive and powerful force that is shaping the fate of our universe. Dark energy.
I think dark energy is the most mysterious thing we've ever discovered.
Telescopes are on the brink of a new era of discovery and exploration.
It's such an exciting future to think about all of the discoveries yet to come.
We are uncovering a universe we are only just beginning to understand, as telescopes that are bigger and more sophisticated than ever continue the hunt for the edge of space.